What's up everyone, if you are new, my name is Mohammad Vas and this is 6 tips that will improve your drawing. So before I start this topic, I wanted to tell you that I'm working on this video from past 2 months. In this period of time, I researched a lot and I tried so many things that can improve drawing. And finally, I will pick these 6 tips that are very easy to follow and for sure it will improve your drawing. Especially if you are appearing in an exam in which you need to draw something as an answer. Then if you follow these 6 tips on the day of exam, also in your preparation days, then definitely it will help you to improve your performance in the exam. Now after I complete these 6 tips, I will tell you that how you can use these 6 tips in a practical order in your drawing. So watch this video till the end. Now without wasting any more time, let's quickly start this topic. So tip number 1 is that use pad and clips. Now the use of pad is very important because the surface on which you are drawing have so many type of textures, marks and many more other type of distortions which will affect your drawing for sure, because it will transfer on the paper while you are drawing, which leads your drawing to an unfinished and roughly artwork. So always make sure that you use pad while you are drawing. One more thing is that always make sure that you use this big type of pad because it gives you more freedom to move your hand and put your hand on it for a better control. Now use of clips is very important because while you are drawing, you have to hold your paper with one hand, and most of the time your paper slips at some point that can ruin your all hard work. Also, you can't move your body and hand very freely while you are drawing because you are holding your paper with one hand. That can affect your control on the pencil also. So by simply using clips can improve your cleanness, control and speed of the drawing. So don't forget use of clips and pads, especially if you are going for any exam in which you need to draw something as an answer, because the seat of the examination center always have holes, texture and many other type of distortion. If you draw on that type of surface, then definitely it will affect your performance. So always make sure that you use pad and clips while you are drawing. So tip number 2 is that sharp and use both type of pencils. Now you are familiar with this type of pencil but not this type of pencil. Now the question is that why we are using these both type of pencils. So the answer is that when you draw something, you have to create so many lines to achieve that single perfect drawing. And after you complete your whole drawing, you have to erase the unwanted lines that you create. Now if you draw your whole perfect drawing with this type of pencil and then erase the unwanted lines, then definitely it will leave their marks on the paper, which will create messiness and roughness in your drawing. Now the purpose of drawing with this type of pencil is that when you draw your whole drawing with this type of pencil, you use the tip of the pencil to draw. And because of the pressure that you applied on it, it will create marks or depth on the texture of the paper. But when you draw your drawing with this type of pencil, you use this side of the pencil instead of the tip of the pencil to draw, which will not affect the texture in any way. Also, it will increase the speed of the drawing because it gives you that freedom to draw very freely without any fear. So start your drawing with this type of pencil, and after you achieve that perfect drawing, outline that perfect drawing with this type of pencil. After that, erase your drawing very lightly, and then finally you will achieve a single perfect line of that drawing that you want. Use this line as a guide and color or shade your drawing. If you use this technique makes your drawing looks very clean, finished and gives your artwork a professional touch. But now the question arises that how to hold or sharp a pencil like this, which is your tip number 3, that how to hold or sharp a pencil. Now for this type of pencil, hold it like this, which called tetrahedral grip, as same as you hold your pencil for writing. Just hold it a little bit upper from the bottom side of your pencil, because don't try to draw with the help of your fingers, always draw with the help of your wrist, elbow and shoulder. Now for this type of pencil, hold it like this, which called overhand grip. In this grip, you hold a pencil with your all fingers horizontally to the surface by imposing of your all hand over the pencil. Now to know more about this grip and how to sharp a pencil, I strongly suggest you search on YouTube that how to hold and sharp a pencil. You will get a lots of tutorial on this topic, because due to limitation of time, I can't tell all the things in this video. Also, I mentioned the links of few videos on this topic, so you can watch that also. But it is very important to know that how to hold or sharp a pencil. Now I am going to tell you some very important points that are related to this topic, so note it down. So first one is that brand and grades of the pencil. So the brand that I suggest is Faber-Castell. and the grades of the pencil is very important, so note it down. So this type of pencil is of 2H grade and this type of pencil is of 4B grade. I repeat, this pencil is of 2H grade and this pencil is of 4B grade. And as much as possible, don't change the grades of the pencil because it is very important. So second one is that when you go for your exam, take 3 or 4 this type of pencils, because this pencil can be broke very easily if fallen, and if something happens like this, you are in safe zone because you have extra pencils. Now instead of all this problem that this pencil have, this pencil is really good for drawing. So use and practice with this pencil as much as possible before the exam to become familiar with this technique. And the best practice that you can do is your tip number 4. So tip number 4 is that draw grids and circles every day. This exercise is like grinding your drawing skills every day, which will improve your control on pencil, speed of your drawing, also quality of your lines. If you do this exercise every day, then with time, definitely your drawing skills will improve. So this exercise is that take this type of pencil first and a sheet not smaller than A4 sheet. Then draw a horizontal line on the uppermost part of the paper. Don't use any scale and try to draw a line as much straight as you can draw. And then after this, draw another line parallel to the previous line. Then after this, repeat the same process again and again and fill the whole page with horizontal lines. So you can draw it on newspaper also, and if you use drawing pages, use only rough drawing pages. Don't waste your good quality pages and notebooks on it because you are not doing any drawing, it's just a practice of line. Now once you complete your horizontal lines and fill the page with the horizontal line, start drawing straight vertical lines that are parallel to each other and fill the page again with the vertical lines. Now try to draw as much straight as you can draw, and don't lift up the pencil and try to draw one line in only one stroke. After you complete this, start drawing straight diagonal lines that are parallel to each other from one corner of the paper. And don't try to draw lines very fast. And you don't need to be perfect, just make sure that you give your best. And also make sure that you draw all the lines in the exercise parallel to each other. When you complete this, start drawing straight diagonal lines that are parallel to each other from the remaining corner of the paper. Also, there are very few people that are able to draw this perfect straight line, because it is very difficult. That's why I said you don't need to be perfect. Just make sure that you give your best. Now definitely you will face difficulties when you try this for the first time. Just don't give up because consistency is the main thing. With time, definitely your drawing skills will improve. After you complete this, pick the other pencil and by using tetrahedral grip, repeat the same process and make the same grid as same as above. Now it is very important that you do this exercise daily with both type of pencil by using overhand and tetrahedral grips. So second thing is that drawing of circles. So for this, take this type of pencil and by using overhand grip, draw a circle. Then draw another circle of the same size which overlaps the previous circle. Then draw another circle and draw another circle. Repeat this for at least 20 circles. And make sure that you draw all the circles of same size and in one stroke without lifting up the pencil. Now definitely when you start doing this exercise, you will face a lot of difficulties. Just don't give up because with time your drawing skills and control on the pencil will improve and it will become easier and easier for you to make this type of grid and circles. Now after you complete this, as same as in grid exercise, pick the other pencil and by using tetrahedral grip, repeat the same process and make the circles. And after you complete all this, it look like this. So practice the grid and circles daily if you want to improve the drawing skills. So tip number 5 is that plan your drawing. This is because many of us in the exam read the question and start directly drawing our answers without any planning of anything, like its composition, its proportion, its viewpoint and idea of the drawing, etc, etc. So for this, first read the question very carefully. Understand what they ask in the question. For example, if I said you to draw a private library and you draw just a library, then your answer is wrong, because a public library and a private library are different from each other. So first read the question very carefully. Now after this, draw small boxes on the side of the paper with the help of this pencil, because when you erase them, it will not leave any marks on the paper. Now this planning of drawing is called drawing of thumbnails. So start your planning of drawing in these small boxes. By assuming this small box as a main box, draw the scene, idea or drawing that you have in your mind. Now plan and decide its composition, viewpoint, proportion of your drawing. Also decide where you have to put the elements of your drawing so it look best. Now for drawing of thumbnails, give it not more than 10 minutes because timing is the main thing. Draw it very roughly and as fast as you can draw because it is not your main drawing, it's just a planning of your drawing. But at least draw 4 to 5 thumbnail sketches in which try different compositions, proportion and concept. Then pick the best for your main drawing. Now as you plan everything, you don't need to be think, just draw it as you plan. But now the question arises, how you can draw your main drawing? Is there any way of drawing that too? So this is your tip number 6, use construction line. To understand this, first know that everything that you can see are made from different combination of cylinder, cube and sphere. Now when you draw anything, first deconstruct it in your mind, which means turn that complex object or thing into its simplest form. For example, a normal chair can be deconstructed into 6 cylinders and 2 cubes. Now the way of deconstruction is totally depend on that how you see an object or thing. So it can be differ from person to person. Now once you deconstructed your drawing that you want to draw, start drawing that deconstructed form with the help of overhand grip. Now once you're drawing like this, you will construct your drawing step by step from its basic shape to its actual form. That's why it's called construction. Now once you achieve its correct composition and proportion, start constructing your drawing step by step by carving out its actual form out of those basic shapes and forms. It's like sculpturing, as a sculptor carves out a statue out of a big block of stone, carves out your actual drawing out of those shapes and basic forms. Now the question is that why we are using this way of drawing. So when we start directly drawing something from its detailed form and after some time we realize that there is something wrong in it. And definitely most of the time at some point you will get wrong if you're drawing something by visualizing in your mind, and then there is no way to go back and correct that. If you erase that, it will leave their marks on the paper, and also it takes a lot of time if you correct that. I mean to say that it is very easy for you to first draw basic shapes and form and achieve that perfect composition, proportion, viewpoint, etc. that you want. And if you draw something wrong in your drawing, then it is very easy for you to correct that. That's why most of the drawing masters draw their drawing in steps from its basic shapes to its actual form. If you see them drawing, then you will realize this. Now one more example of construction line is that if you're drawing something in which there are human figures. So first deconstruct the surrounding of your drawing in your mind. Then first start drawing that deconstructed surrounding, which means draw them into its basic shapes and form. Once you achieve its perfect composition and proportions for human figures, draw them in stick figures in a pose and position in which you draw them. And when you draw them correctly in stick figure forms, start adding muscles or clothes to them. Now as you come this far in the video, I have a bonus tip for you, and believe me, this is the most important tip. So tip number 7 is that concept and timing is everything. Now your concept or idea of your drawing is the main thing in design exam. Your creativity to produce unique concept and creative ideas is the main thing in design and come first, because you are not appearing in any fine art exam. That's why your drawing skills come second. So apart from all these drawing tips, work on your creativity also. And when you are in the exam, give at least 5 to 10 minutes on each question for its concept development, because it is the main thing in design exams. Now for timing, if you are not able to complete your paper in time, then it doesn't matter that how great you are in drawing. You will not going to score a good marks in the exam, because many of us can draw a good drawing. But what matters in the exam is the time that you take to draw that good drawing. For this, analyze that in your exam on an average how much time you have for drawing one answer. Practice your questions in that limitation of time. One more thing is that when you are in the exam, first read the all questions very carefully. Now based on difficulties level of the question, first divide your time. For example, I give this question 40 minutes, this 50 minutes and this 90 minutes, etc. Also, as same as above, practice your sample and previous year question papers. It will help you a lot to improve your timing, which is very important. Now I am going to show you that how you can use these tips combinedly in a practical order. So the question that I choose is show a replacing of electric bulb in 4 steps. So first give at least between 5 to 10 minutes for concept development, in which think and generate ideas related to this topic in your mind. Then second, give at least 5 minutes for planning your drawing. By using overhand grip, start drawing thumbnails. in which try different composition, proportion, viewpoint and idea of your drawing, etc. Then pick the best for your answer. After this, deconstruct your drawing that you picked in your mind. By using overhand grip, start drawing your construction line of your answer, which means start drawing its basic shapes and form that you deconstruct in your mind. Once you draw the deconstructed form of your drawing correctly, start carving out its actual form out of those basic shapes and form. And when you achieve that perfect drawing, outline that drawing with the help of tetrahedral grip. After this, erase your drawing very lightly, and at the end, you will get a fine and single line of a drawing that you want. Use this line as a guideline and color or shade your drawing. Now, if you don't understand something in this video or have any queries related to this video or Nift Nid, you can ask me in the comment box. I will answer each and every question that you ask. So this is an end of this video. Hope that this helps you. This is Mohammad Vas signing off now. Thanks for liking, subscribing and sharing.